Okay. Hare Krishna.
Shri Govardhanashtakam ki jai.
Yay.
Krishna prasadena samasta shaila samrayam apnoti cha vairinopi shakrasya ya prapa balim sa sakshat govardhano me दिशतामभीष्टम् स्वप्रेष्ठहस्ताम्बुजसौकुमार्य सुखानुभूतेरतिभूमिवृत्ते महेन्द्रवज्राहतिमप्यजानन् गोवर्धनो मे दिशतामभीष्टम् यत्रैव कृष्णो वृषभानुपुत्र्या दानं गृहीतुं कलहं वितेने श्रुते स्पृहा यत्र महत्यतश्री गोवर्धनो मे दिशतामभीष्टम् स्नात्वा सरस्वाशु समीरहस्ति यत्रैव नीपादिपरागधूली आलोलयन् खेलति चारु सश्री गोवर्धनो मे दिशतामभीष्टम् कस्तूरिकाभीषयितं किमत्रै प्रभो स्वस्य मुहुरवीदन्वन् नैसर्गिकस्वयशीला गोवर्धनो मे दिशतामभीष्टम् वंशप्रतिध्वन्यनुसारवर्त्मा दिदृक्षवो यत्र हरिं हरिण्या यान्त्यो लभन्ते न हि विस्मिताः गोवर्धनो मे दिशतामभीष्टम् यत्रैव गङ्गामनुना विराधा आरोह्य मध्ये तु निमग्ननौका कृष्णो हि राधानुगलो बभोस गोवर्धनो मे दिशतामभीष्टम् वीणा भवे किं हरिदासवर्या पदाश्रयं भक्तिरतश्रयामि यमेव स प्रेम निजिष्ययो श्री गोवर्धनो मे दिशतामभीष्टम् एतत्पथेयो हरिदासवर्या महानुभावाष्टकं मार्गचेता श्रीराधिका माधवयोपदाब्ज दास्यं सविन्दे अचिरेण साक्षात् कृष्ण प्रसादेन समस्तशैला साम्राज्यमाप्नोति च वैरिणोऽपि शक्रस्य या प्रापबलिं स साक्षात् गोवर्धनो मे दिशतामभीष्टम् गोवर्धनो मे दिशतामभीष्टम् गोवर्धनो मे दिशतामभीष्टम् जय गिरि गोवर्धन 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 गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम वृंदावन धाम जय वृंदावन धाम निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल श्री गोवर्धन अष्टकम की जय विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय
Jai.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Riyansh. Karuna Bandharati Mataji ki jai. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful.
Prabhuji, can I show something?
Yes, you can.
Prabhuji, these are my diyas.
Very nice. You painted them?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Good boy. Well done. Well done. Very good effort. Okay, so let's read the translation. Karuna, would you like to read, or actually, I tell you what, Riyansh, would you like to read the translation?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
May Govardhan Hill, which by Krishna's mercy become the king of all mountains and received the respectful tribute of its arch enemy Indra, fulfill my desire. As it was held above the earth, it became so filled with happiness by expressing the softness of its beloved Krishna's lotus hand. It did not even know it was being struck by Indra's thunderbolt. May Govardhan Hill fulfill my desire. Trying to collect a tool, Krishna quarreled there with King Rishabhanu's daughter. The personified Vedas yearn to lish to the quarrel. May Govardhan Hills fulfill my desire. Bathing in a nearby lake, the elephant of a pleasant breeze, covered with pollen of kadamba and other flowers, gracefully placed there. May Govardhan Hill fulfill my desire.
Well done. Now the next 5. Lokeshwar, would you like to read?
Okay, Prabhuji.
From number 5. Are you ready?
Yes,
Prabhuji, Lokeshwar is muted before.
You can
yes,
unmute.
Prabhuji.
Okay. Number 5.
Does the sweet fragrance of Govardhan come from the musk deer who relax there, from the Lord who plays there, or is it Govardhan's own natural scent? May Govardhan Hill fulfill my desire. Searching there for Lord Hari on the path of his flute music, the astonished deer do not find him. May Govardhan Hill fulfill my desire. As the Devan couple traveled on the Ganges, there the boat began to sink in the middle. Krishna was splendidly handsome as Radha clung to his neck. May Govardhan here fulfill my desire. Without taking shelter of the feet of the hill, that is the best of Lord Hari's servants and full of love for the divine king and queen. How is it possible to attain pure devotional service? May Govardhan Hill fulfill my desire. May the reader of these 8 verses glorifying Lord Hari's greatest servant, his heart melting with pure love, quickly attain direct service to the lotus feet of Shri Radha Madhav.
Well done. Both of you and Rianch read really, really well. For your ages, you do amazing. So thank you so much. Govardhan Astakam Ki Jai. Okay, so Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us on this very auspicious day of Govardhan Puja. And I wanted to seek your good wishes and your blessings so that we can do a successful
Parikrama.
virtual parikram of the 21 kilometers of Govardhan.
23.
So I wanted to seek the blessings of the spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada and the Guru Parampara and Gaurnitai, Radha Madhav, Giri Govardhan, that we together will accomplish this journey and learn and become even more closer to the Lordships by pleasing them in our offering today. So it's recommended to start with this mantra, so we can recite this together. Namaste Girirajaya Shri Govardhan Namine Ashesha Klesha Nashaya Paramananda Daine.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the King of all hills, Govardhan Hill, the source of enjoyment for the senses, land, and cows. He is a servant of Krishna and is Krishna himself. He puts an end to unlimited sufferings and bestows the supreme bliss.
This is a really unusual position, very unique to Govardhan. He's Krishna himself, but he's also a devotee tasting the love of Krishna. So this is really incredible. Inconceivable, very difficult to understand, but you know what I'm saying?
And then now, before we actually look at go around, we pay our obeisances to Govardhan, so everyone can pay the obeisances.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasad Bhutale Shrimate Krishna Das Swami Namini Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasad Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vichari Nirvisheshwani Paschatya
Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
And you can also take your slippers off while you're doing this parikram.
Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Even you can do Dantavat Parikram.
Yeah, that's right. Because, you know, it's all Mansik today, so we can do whatever we want to do.
So Lord Krishna, his appearance, let's just see who Govardhan actually is, how he came to this world before we do the Parikram. So we understand a little bit better the position of Govardhan. Lord Krishna's father, Nand Maharaj, once inquired from his brother, Upananda, how Govardhan Hill had appeared in the sacred land of Vrindavan. And Upananda replied that King Pandu, father of the Pandavas, he had asked the same question from Bhishma Pita, who had narrated the following story from the Garga Samhita. One day in Golok, Vrindavan, Lord Krishna informed Srimati Radharani that she should now appear on earth, as it was time for them to perform their transcendental pastimes within the material world. Radharani replied that unless Brajadam, the Yamuna, and Govardhan were present there, she would not be very happy. So these are very powerful potential things, potential our hearts can really become purified by these three things. And these three things remained after Radha and Krishna left. So we will just discuss that in a little while. Krishna then told Radharani that she need not worry, as Brajdam, along with Yamuna and Govardhan, had already appeared on earth. Many years before this incident, in the land of Shalmali Dweep, the wife of the great mountain Dronachal gave birth to a son called Govardhan. At the time of Govardhan's birth, all the demigods appeared in the sky and showered flowers upon him. The great mountains, led by Himalaya and Sumeru, came there to offer their respects. They then performed Parikrama of Govardhan. So that was the first Parikrama. The mountains themselves did the Parikrama of Govardhan and accepted him as their king. They offered very nice prayers praising Govardhan for having descended from Golok, Vrindavan, describing him as the crown jewel of Braj. Some years later, at the beginning of Satya Yuga, the great sage Pulasya Muni paid a visit to Shalmali Dweep. Upon seeing the beautiful Govardhan hill covered with many lovely creepers, flowers, rivers, caves, chirping birds, the sage felt that this hill was capable of giving liberation. He then went to Dronachal, the father of Govardhan, who immediately offered his respects and inquired from the sage what service he could render. Pulatsya Muni informed Dronachal that he was from Kashi, present-day Varanasi, and was on pilgrimage to all the holy places. And he said that even though the sacred river Ganga flows through Kashi, there is no beautiful hill. He then asked Dronachal to give Govardhan to him so that he could perform his austerities sitting on top of the hill. On hearing the sage's request, Dronachal, who was not willing to part with his son, started to shed tears in thought of separation from his beloved Govardhan. Not wanting to see Pulatsya Muni become angry and curse his father, Govardhan asked the sage how he would carry him all the way to Kashi. The sage replied that he would carry him in his right hand. Govardhan then agreed to go with the sage on one condition, that if the sage put him down anywhere during the course of the journey, he would not be able to lift him again. So Govardhan was really clever. Yeah, go on.
Riyansh, you have a question?
Yes, Mataji.
Go ahead.
That Dronachal and Pulastya are friends or enemies?
No,
They're friends.
They're friends. They're friends.
Nice question. Pulatsya is a great Muni. He has no enemies. His enemies would perish very fast. And Dronachal was a very simple, very nice Brahmin, devotee of the Lord, actually. Pulatsya Muni agreed. Carrying Govardhan in the right hand, he left for Kashi. By the will of Providence, Pulatsya passed through Braj on his way to Kashi. On arriving in Braj, Govardhan thought that now he was here, he should remain in the holy dham. Govardhan, very powerful. By his mystic power, he was able to influence Pulatsya to attend to the call of nature. Unmindful, the sage put Govardhan down and went off to answer the call. But when he returned, he was unable to lift Govardhan again. Trying with all his might, using both hands, he could not lift Govardhan even slightly. Pulatsya then became angry and cursed Govardhan to sink into the ground by the measurement of one mustard seed every day. So Govardhan at one point was huge. When Govardhan first came to Braja in the beginning of Satya Yuga, it is said that Govardhan at that time was 115 kilometers, 64 miles long, 72 kilometers, that's 40 miles wide, and 29 kilometers, that's 16 miles high. That's really high. So since then, he's been reducing by one mustard seed every single day. So now the hill is only about 80 feet high at its highest point. It is said that after 10,000 years of Kali Yuga, Govardhan will completely disappear. And that's a really bad sign. It is said by Acharyas that Govardhan is decreasing in size because of separation from Krishna. Now remember, Govardhan is devotee, but he's also Krishna himself. This is all the Leela of the Lord. So after narrating the wonderful story of Govardhan's appearance, Upananda informed Nanda Maharaj that as long as Govardhan Hill and Yamuna remain manifest, Kali Yuga would not take its full effect. He also said that anyone who is fortunate enough to hear the description of the appearance of Govardhan Hill would be freed from all sins. So we are sinless now, okay? The Padma Purana says that when the Lord descends to enact his pastimes, he is accompanied by his associates, as also the actual land where the pastimes are performed. The entire land of Braj Mandal descended from the spiritual world. After finishing his pastimes, Krishna left behind his holy land for his devotees to draw inspiration. Braj Mandal descended along with Govardhan Hill, on which Krishna performed many of his childhood pastimes. That was one of their favorite places for the gopis and the gopas, especially with the gopis
cows.
and the cows. And they used to do, and we'll see it whilst we're going around Govardhan. They would do this, the Leela of the tax collector, the Dan Gati Leela, constantly, every day. As the Lord lifted it with his hands, it is considered non-different from him. Govardhan is very unique because he is simultaneously the Lord and also his devotee. This pastime of Krishna is so enjoyable to his devotees that he is also called Giridhari, one who holds a mountain. So this is a little idea of the lotus. This is actually the spiritual world. And this is the lotus that we look at when we are looking at that Gokul chart, for example. Golok chart, yeah, thank you. And here is Govardhan. You see Govardhan. This is the role here, and Govardhan is, and Radha Kund, Shyam Kund are there. So this is Govardhan there. And then here, Mathura, yeah, Yamuna is here. Talavan forest. It's not a very clear picture, but it just gives an idea. So where is Govardhan? This is Bharat, this is New Delhi. And from New Delhi to Mathura, it's about a 3.5 hour journey, 200 kilometers. And near Mathura is a place called Vrindavan. So from Mathura, going that way, we get to Govardhan, and Vrindavan is here. So this is a rough idea of where it is situated in present-day Bharat.
Takes half an hour by car roughly, from
Vrindavan. Situated 20 miles west of Mathura, it is one of the most frequently visited places in Braj Mandal. It is not surprising because from the time of Krishna's pastimes, 5,000 years ago, only 3 things are especially powerful to purify the heart: dust of Vrindavan, Vrindavan Dham, Yamuna, and Govardhan. And Yamuna, we know the crazy things that has happened to Yamuna, that its waters, they're really exploiting. Anyway, Giriraj is another name for Govardhan, best of friend, Krishna's servants. And because it supplies Krishna, Balaram, and cowherd boys fresh grass for their cows, fruits, it gives fruits, roots, minerals, beautiful scenery for their wonderful pastimes. Radhakund and Shyamkund are his eyes. Mansi Ganga and Govardhan town are his waist, and the Apsara Kund, and we'll see these. Navakund is the tail. Punch. Performing Parikram, circumambulation of the sacred hill, Govardhan Hill, is the most auspicious because it is an offering of worship to Radha and Krishna. So this is actually, at least once in our life, we must try to do this Parikram. And today we will do it. It's Mansi, but in Kali Yuga, it's okay. And it's virtual, but that's okay as well. Devotees over the last 5,000 years have performed Parikram over and over and relished the glorious pastimes of the Lord. Govardhan Parikram should traditionally begin near Mansi Ganga. That's where normally we would start, on the waist of Govardhan. But generally what happens is the rickshaws will drop us around here. So Mansi Ganga is here. So we don't travel that. We actually just start here. And this is where Radha Kunj and Shyam Kund are. So we don't actually go to Radha Kund, Shyam Kund immediately. What we will do is
Go to the end.
at the end, yeah. So we will, this is the road from Vrindavan. The rickshawala has dropped us. Now, has everybody got your passports and visas and OCI cards? Oh,
And like all ready to walk.
and
the
yeah,
23
shoes off.
kilometers.
We can pay our obeisances here. So just
Yes, ready to go.
so Shalya Mataji is always first in the rickshaw. Before everybody else, she's in there.
Nabi, I think you only need your chanting beads.
Chanting beads, absolutely. That's a good point, actually,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah,
one thing
well,
we do.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. I like that. One of the things you do a lot of
Chant.
is chant, and we can. There's the road. There's a junction here. There's a police station here, and we can take off our shoes, put them in the rickshaw, or just leave them by the shop. That there is one little sweet shop there, or drinks, a tea shop, and we can pay our full dandavats. Giri Govardhan ki jai.
There.
Please allow us to
Ah,
do this parikrama.
and we pray to Giri Govardhan, please allow us, yes, to circumambulate you and please you with our limited bhakti. Now, if you look on the left-hand side, there's about 71 places. We're going to cover most of them, not all of them, because no, I couldn't find things on all of them. But all of the main sites of Govardhan, hopefully we will cover. Now, we've been doing Govardhan Parikrama for the last, I don't know, 30 years.
33 years.
First time we went with Guru Maharaj's god sister,
Mm.
and she was like 80,
Yeah.
and she
No, probably about 70 then.
70,
Yeah.
and she walked the whole, and we did as well, but she was fast. And
She did it in like probably 3 hours.
she was fast. And the last time I actually walked the full Govardhan was probably about 3 or 4 years ago when Mum Babi's thing. Yeah,
3
years.
3 years ago.
And it took me. Normally, it would take about 5
7
hours, 6. I think it took me 8 to 9 hours. I was really slow, dodgy knees, but I didn't care. I was just going at my pace, and but everybody else didn't quite finish it. But I was like the tortoise who did finish it. But it is an austerity. It is a wonderful austerity, and I hope devotees are able to stay the course. It should take us about hour and a half to go through this. So we got lots of pictures and lots of wonderful pastimes to share.
Prabhuji, next year, please take us.
Definitely. If it's open, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go by walk, not by rickshaw.
Yeah.
Right. Then you'll have to think about carrying me. Yeah?
We went by car. Prabhuji, we went by car.
We did it by
Yes,
car. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that
did
was-
by car. I don't want to go by car. I want to go by walk next time.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's the attitude. That's the right attitude. So the first place we will come to see is
That's
not
my
the-
wish.
Yes, and you know what? Krishna will fulfill that desire because that's a
Okay.
really good desire.
Walk, but we didn't have enough time, Prabhuji. Remember, we didn't have time.
That's
Yes.
right. Yeah, our tip was short.
Short time, yeah.
Thank you for joining today, and hopefully today we will also do the same journey. So this Mukhara, I'm not quite sure what it is, but Kusum Sarovar we know very well. Mukhara is here, so I'm not quite understanding that bit. But anyway, number 5, Kusum Sarovar is our first stop, and it's the most glorious place. If you see the pictures. Now, I just wanted to get an idea. Who's actually done the Parikrama? I know there is Pavan. Pavan here, he has done the Parikrama. Pavan, are you there?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Okay. So you did it a few years ago and you
Yes.
walked. Yes, very good. So anything you'd like to share, you're welcome to share, as we're going along.
Yeah,
Hare
Bhavan.
Krishna Prabhuji, I did also. I went by foot, not on rickshaw or car.
Well done. Very good. And actually, I remember we went with Ganga one time, and Avadesh was there. You were there.
Mhm.
And Anju was there, and Anju came to Kusum Sarovar,
Mhm.
and she just lost her footing and she dived straight into the the Kund.
I saw your pictures in Kurukshetra for was
Oh,
it Chandrama? I think you were
yeah,
there,
yes,
and
sure.
was I think Tridev also was there.
Sridhar was there, yeah. So that was really interesting. You know, she couldn't. We were just laughing at her. And she was actually enjoying.
Was it the time when they would not let Ganga in the airport because of the passport?
That's it.
Because
That's it. I
she
think
took
so.
the British passport and she had the visa on the Mauritian passport.
So yeah,
Yeah.
at the same time. Yeah, you can just remind Ganga that pastime.
Yeah, we always talk about it, you know, and how everybody welcomed her when she got into the plane last minute. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So I hope everybody's got their right passports on the way back. So Kusum means flower, and oh, sorry. Has anybody else been to do the Parikram? Anybody else?
Amita Krishnan Sangini.
Oh yes, Amita Krishnan Sangini came with us.
Yeah, now we've done it as well.
Yes,
Much, we did. First time we did it when we were 34. Jessel was only 4 years old, so that was going by 1990 something. Anyway, I don't know. And it was different then, you know. It was so austere at that time. Even Krishna Balaram temple was just built and opened, you know, at that time. And then we did it last year.
Good.
But then half walking. I mean, I did the year before. I did it with Trikaligya and a few devotees, and then I did half walking and half by car because it's a long track, and part of it actually starts to go through the town, you know, like traffic road. You think, where is this Parikrama? What's going on here? But yeah, it's wonderful to do it, and then.
Good.
We had to take a car by then because you know, by that time my legs, like you say, you know, knees and legs and get you at this age. So, but do it while you're young.
Do it while you're young, and do it at least once. That's right.
Yeah.
Very good. No, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Let's start. Yeah, we. Kusum Sarovar, beautiful. It's the forest of flowers. Srimati Radhika used to come here on the pretext of picking flowers with her girlfriends, but her real intent was to meet Krishna, with whom she would have love quarrels and sarcastic exchanges full of ras. Now, some Maharaja built this. Oh, okay, good point. Many pastimes took place on Kusum Sarovar. One morning, Srimati Radhika and her Sakhis arrived on the bank of the lake to pick the fragrant flowers that bloomed here in abundance. Seeing a branch full of flowers, oh, this is such a classic. She pulled it down with one hand, right? And started to pick the flowers with the other hand, right? Knowing that Srimati Radharani was coming, playful Krishna had climbed that tree and stationed himself on that very branch. Krishna's really smart. So what does he do? He pushes the branch down with all his weight. He'd hidden himself so Radharani can't see him. Radharani became so absorbed in picking the flowers from that branch. Krishna suddenly left that branch, shifted from the branch to another branch, and the branch went up, and Srimati Radharani went up with it. Radharani cried out for help, and Krishna immediately leapt from the tree and caught the hanging Srimati Radharani in her arms. There you go. And you thought that she would be grateful. Seeing this, the Sakhis began clapping and laughing loudly, but Radharani began to scold him. Amazing pastime, really glorious pastime in Kusum Sarovar. In this Sarovar, as well as in Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, many tortoises live, and there's some of them really old, hundreds of years. They're said to be great sages living for centuries in their bodies and meditating on the divine pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Legend has it that if you feed the tortoise, you'll become healthy. Anyone who bathes in sanctified waters of these lakes become eligible to witness that ambrosial eightfold pastime, Ashtakalya Leela of Radha Krishna. During Chaitanya's time, this place was known as Sumanha Sarovar. It is stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Sri Chaitanya also took bath here. So often devotees don't bathe, go into the waters of Radhakund, but they will come here in Kusum Sarovar and bathe. And this was built by a Maharaja. There's no... maybe later on, yeah. He built it actually for his family, and he had huge portraits of his family. But he was also a devotee, so he had pictures of. If you go inside, you'll see pictures of Krishna as well, Radha and Krishna pastimes. So that's our first stop. Next stop is the Uddhav temple, and I think that's where it is. You're right. At this place is a temple dedicated to Uddhav. So it's right close to Kusum Sarovar, 5 and 6. So it's there, just very close. This temple was established by Krishna's great-grandson 4,800 years ago. Uddhav is the cousin of Krishna, as we know. He is the son of Vasudev's brother and almost the same age as Krishna. His body resembles Krishna almost exactly. After delivering Krishna's message to the gopis, because Uddhav was a great devotee of the Lord. He was such an amazing person. Krishna would consult him on every decision he made, even the most smallest decisions. So Uddhav was actually thinking that I'm Krishna's right-hand man. However, Krishna also realized that Uddhav's bhakti was tinged with a little bit of gyan, and he wanted to actually make Uddhav understand that there are devotees who are completely full of bhakti just for him, no gyan whatsoever, but they love him so much that there's no comparison. So Uddhav realized, Krishna sent him to Vrindavan, and Uddhav was going to preach to them, but they taught him the position of bhakti yoga, Keval bhakti yoga. So Uddhav realized their exalted position and prayed, let me be fortunate enough to be one of the bushes, creepers or herbs in Vrindavan, because the gopis trampled them and blessed them with the dust of their feet. So Uddhav remains here in the form of grass, known as Gyuma Lata.
Riansh, you have a question?
Yes, Mataji. When Krishna's son, who is the Krishna's son?
Grandson.
This is grandson who built it.
Great grandson.
He had lots of sons.
Brajanath. His name was Brajanath.
I think that Krishna's grandson was also Anirudh.
No, that was his son. That was one of his sons.
Was his son or grandson? Yeah. I think he was a son. Yeah. But this is a great grandson. So I think his name was Brajanath, if I'm not mistaken. So this is the deity. Thank you for asking the question, and thank you for the way you're doing it as well. Very good. Good boy. This is the deity in that temple of Uddhav. And Giriraj is there as well.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Is it that Uddhav went to teach the gopis? He thought he was learned, and then he became they became his teachers.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to come across this when we look at the 10th canto. Well, if we ever get to the 10th canto, we will, with the Lord's mercy. So yeah, this is a really powerful message that is in the Bhagavatam.
Actually, we're looking at that section tomorrow in the evening.
Krishna book, yeah.
In the Krishna book.
Yeah. Is it? Okay. Sure. So the next one is Ashok Van, and that is there. This is a, oops, what happened here?
Lokeshwar, you have a question?
Yes, Lokeshwar. Okay, that's right. This Kunja forest grove.
Prabhuji, just to tell you, Prabhuji, that it was Pradum was Krishna's son, and Anirudh was Krishna's
Grandson.
grandson.
Well done.
Thank you.
Lokeshwar ki jai. Thank you so much. And do you know who the great-grandson was?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, that's fine. I think his name was Brittanath, but anyway. Thank you for sharing that. That I'm going to remember now. This Kunja forest grove is also on the bank of Kusum Sarovar. This is where Krishna braided Srimati Radharani's hair. This pastime is described by Krishna Das Kaviraj in Govinda Lilamrit. Amazing scripture, amazing scripture. This is a small temple. There is a small temple on the left of Kusum Sarovar that marks the place where Krishna decorated Radharani's hair. So you can see the sweet pastimes between Radha and Krishna. Next is Narad Kund. So we've done 5, 6, 7, 8 is there, across the road. Now I have to say, although we've done the Parikrama Goverdhan countless number of times, many of the places that we're going to describe, I haven't actually seen. So this is a typical example.
Yeah, because we don't usually visit all these places. We just are, bothered about just going round. So that's what they say, you shouldn't be worried about finishing. You should really relish all the different areas around Goverdhan.
So this is a case of the more you read, the more the less you know. So the more I'm reading my list, the more I'm realizing how little we know about Govardhan. So this is really good because what we can do.
Well, we're doing it today.
And when we go next time, we'll be a little bit better equipped, hopefully with our bhakti and gyan, little gyan that, hey, I need to go and see all these places. And one thing Jayanti suggested, which is a really brilliant idea, that we should actually be doing Govardhan Parikrama every day. So what I will do, I will share this PowerPoint presentation with everybody, and we will try to put it on a loop. So every 5 seconds, the page changes. And if you like, you can do maybe 2-3 rounds, and if you view the PowerPoint presentation, that's effectively you've done one Parikrama. So anyway, just a thought.
Yes, Prabhuji, I just get a thought that next time, when it's open, if you go, I may go with you, and we can do one thing, as you are saying that you took longer and you relished more. Okay. So if we could like get some accommodation around.
Yes,
that is what we're thinking. We should stay in Govardhan.
We take days, and then we go at our pace, and we visit every site, because as you said, we when we go around, we just want to finish the trip without really seeing all these nice places. Yeah. So I think we should try to get the accommodation around there.
Yeah. I'm thinking we should stay 21 days because my pace.
Yeah. Why not? For me, under 2021 a lifetime, I'm ready.
Yeah. One kilometer a day I can manage.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We talk about it and we chant and we can do some kirtan as well.
Exactly.
So in this way, we are really relishing it. Not like going for the sake of going for the name of going.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I agree with that, Mataji. After Narad Muni heard the glories of the supreme Gopi Bhav from the mouth of Brinda Devi, a strong desire to serve Radha and Krishna in the form of Gopi arose in his heart. He received Gopal mantra from Lord Brahma, and that we read in the Bhagavad Puran, and began his sadhana bhajan. After performing worship for many yugas, Yogamaya, that's Purnamasi, dipped Naradji in Kusum Sarovar, and he received the body of a gopi. Thereafter, he obtained qualification to perform seva of divine couple. Seeing Narad there in the form of a gopi, Krishna requested him to stay at Naradvan. This is where it is, and write Bhakti Shastra. How fortunate. Although Narad had been cursed by Daksha not to be able to stay in one place, Krishna informed Narad that because Vrindavan Dham is not part of the material world, the curse of Daksha would not apply here. So he's so fortunate. Normally he would only stay a few moments and he'll be gone. But here he could stay because this is not part of this material world. After another bath in Kusum Sarovar, he changed back to his male form and returned to this place where he wrote the famous scripture on devotional service known as Narad Bhakti Sutra. Narad may have instructed Prahlad here in the womb of his mother, since it is said that he took her to his ashram and instructed little Prahlad in her womb for some time. In other places, it would not be possible for Narad to stay for some time. And it is concluded that he must have done it here in Braj, where Daksha's curse had no effect. So that's really interesting, very interesting. So number 9 is Ratnakund.
Just there.
Yeah. Interesting. It's said to mark the spot where the demon Shankachuda, who we're talking about probably today, I think, carried off. Yes, that's right. We're talking about her tonight. Him tonight. Carried off Radharani, who was sitting on a jeweled throne on the full day moon after Shivratri. Sri Krishna and Balaram were playing Holi with the gopis, using syringes to squirt each other with water of many colors. The sweet music and melodious rags filled the air. At that time, a servant of Kuvera, Shankachuda, who considered Bhagavan Sri Krishna to be an ordinary human being, tried to abduct these extremely beautiful gopis. In voices of distress, they shouted to call out, "Krishna, Krishna!" Sri Krishna ran to the call of the gopis with great speed and killed Shankachuda with his fist. He took the jewel from the demon's forehead and gave it to Balaram, who sent it to Srimati Radharani through the Nista. Very interesting pastime. So that's Ratnakund. Number 10, Rasastali. Number 10 is there. Yeah. This concrete circle with the seal on it is the place where Krishna and gopis would dance. Of course, it would have been much, much bigger area, but it's just something to commemorate that event. Ratna Simhasan, and that is number 11. Yeah. Srimati Radharani, she would sit on the nearby Ratna Simhasan's throne, which is made up of precious jewels like diamonds, rubies, and sapphires. Shyam Kutir, what number is that? 12. There you go. There. Is situated amidst thick clusters of trees near Ratna Simhasan. Here Shyam Sundar smeared his body with Shyam-colored musk, dressed himself in Shyam-colored clothes and ornaments, and entered a Shyam-colored Nikunj. Even the gopis were not able to recognize him. Shyam means black or dark. One of the most beautiful spots on Goverdhan Parikrama. The whole area of Ras dance pastimes is protected by fence-like barrier of cactuses. Interesting to see that when we go. Shyam Kutir also marks a spot where Govardhan Hill first starts to appear above the ground. So there's Govardhan there, beginning to appear. From this point on, Govardhan actually begins to rise until it reaches its highest point just before Anio village. This place is famous because actual lotus footprint of Lord Krishna is impressed upon one of the rocks of Govardhan Hill. It is said that even rock of Govardhan Hill began to melt when Krishna played his flute, and that is how this footprint came to be. Little further on, Govardhan is emerging even more from the ground, and beautiful Gaumatas and bulls remind us of Krishna's pastimes. Gwal Pokar 13, which is there. So this is Gopal Kund. And after an early lunch, Krishna would manage to slip away from the company of the Gopals and head off to Radha Kund, where he would meet with Srimati Radharani and the gopis. Shantanivas and Jugal Kund and what's that one? Kilola Kund. So that's 14, 15, 16. Ah, yes. Because they're out of the way, we wouldn't even be aware of these. So Jugalakund On our way on the left hand, there is where Nanda Maharaj and the cowherd boys would stay on the way to Gokul and Nandgaon. And Kilola Kund Kalenvan, where Krishna would play ball with Gop friends and enjoy water pastimes with the gopis. Passing by the ear of Govardhan, we proceed to the Govardhan town. So the eyes were rather Kunshyamkun. The waist is Mansaganga, and
we haven't got there yet.
No, go a little bit. Yeah. Just as one enters the town of Govardhan, on the right-hand side is a beautiful palace built by the Raja of Bharatpur. It's very, very beautiful. There's some amazing buildings there, actually. Panchatirtha Kund, number 17 is there. So we're coming close to Manasi Ganga, which is there. We started here. We're slowly making our way. At this side of the palace is Panchatirtha Kund, which contains the waters of 5 holy rivers: Narmada, Gomati, Sarayu, Kanchi, and Vetri. Mukharvinda, 18. There you are. It's just there. So this is this is Manasi Ganga, in fact. So this is temples around there.
So we've roughly walked about 5 kilometers now.
Mm. There are 2 Shilas in this temple. One Shila is marked with the outline of Krishna's crown, Mukut Shila. According to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, the other Shila is the mouth of Govardhan, Mukurvinda Shila. Pilgrims pour a lot of milk every day to this Govardhan Shila. So this is our Dhamma Krishna Maharaj, Raj Maharaj. They're pouring the milk. Chakleshwar, yeah. There's 2, Chakratirtha as well. So that's 18, 19. So again, on the bank of Mansi Ganga. This was created by Sudarshan Chakra, is embedded in the northern bank of Manasi Ganga. So 19, there it is. And the temple of Chakleshwar Shiva Ling is at Manasi Ganga. It is one of the 5 presiding Shivlings worshipped in Vrindavan. There are many interesting places around Mansi Ganga. One of them is the Bhajan Kutir of Sanatan Goswami. He would perform Govardhan Parikrama every day. And when Sanatan Goswami was thinking about moving from this place because of mosquitoes, Lord Shiva came disguised as a Brahmin and told him that from now on, mosquitoes will no longer disturb him. So even today, apparently, this place is free from mosquitoes. And you can see there is Manasi Ganga. So this is his Bhajan Kutir. And he continued to stay there. Manasi Ganga, 20. This is really magnificent. Manasi, Mana means mind. Ganga refers to the Ganga. Krishna was once tending the cows with the cowherd boys, and the demon Vatsasura came in disguise as a calf. And of course, Krishna dealt with him by swinging him, whipping him with his hind legs, and threw him into a tree. And in that way, he liberated the demon. So the cowherd boy said to him, "You have to purify yourself, take bath in the Ganga." But he didn't want to leave Braj. So he called Ganga Mata to this place, and she appeared. He entered into meditation, and Ganga Mata manifested in front of him in the form of Manasi Ganga. So very interesting. On another occasion, Nanda and Yashoda, hearing of the glories of Ganga river, had a desire to bathe in it. They heard how Garud captured a snake and on his way accidentally touched its tail in Ganga's water. The snake was transformed into 4-armed form of Vaikuntha resident, and amazed Garuda took him to Vaikuntha. So they heard the glory of Ganga, so they wanted to visit. And seeing the arrangements made for the journey, Krishna, not wanting to be separated from them, informed Nanda and Yashoda that there is no need to go out of Braj, since all holy places are present here. When Krishna arrived with Nand and Yashoda and others on the shore of Manasi Ganga, Ganga Mata personified appeared from the water and offered prayers to the Lord. When the inhabitants of Vrindavan saw Ganga, they offered obeisances to her and took bath in her waters. Amazing pastimes. Many pastimes. Oh my goodness, these are amazing pastimes. And just before we get to this pastime, what we can do is go into this. They have created a fantastic way how one doesn't even go into the kunda because it's quite slippery, but they have showers, like rows of showers, and you can just walk under those showers and have a nice shower. Very beautifully done, very beautiful arrangement. Many pastimes of Krishna and gopis took place on Manasika, and most famous is the one where Krishna, disguised as an old boatman, made gopis feed him with sweets and milk, massage his legs and arms, and continue to row, and finally threw all their pots and jewels and bracelets into the water to prevent heavy boat from sinking. So what happened? Krishna was disguised as a boatman, and the gopis wanted to cross over from one side of Mansi Ganga to the other. And he said, yes, I can take you, no problem. And they got in, not knowing that this is Krishna. And he said to them that this boat is far too heavy, it's going to sink. And then he also created a storm at the same time. So he told the gopis, in order to get the water out, you're going to have to do some work. And also you're going to have to throw away all of your pots and jewelry and your clothes as well. And as soon as he said that, they knew that this is no ordinary boatman. This has to be Krishna. So they refused and they exposed him. This is such a wonderful pastime. And there's many different pastimes that take place like this. Almost on a daily basis, they used to do this. So that's Mansi Ganga. Then Brahma Kund.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Was Krishna's flute hidden and Radharani saw it, I think. Is this the one?
Yeah. That is probably another one, but definitely that happened as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, definitely. Because these would happen like the tax collecting pastimes.
Yeah. This happened not just once, several times, because each time they would forget, what had happened.
Yogamaya would make them forget.
So, they went through these experiences so many times.
Different rasas.
Yeah, so different things happened each time.
Yeah. No, thank you, Kamakshi. Brahma Kund 21. Oh yeah, they're all now around here. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So let's just go through them. This was formed by the water that was collected after Lord Brahma bathed Lord Krishna. This is where Lord Brahma offered his prayers after he took the cowherd boys away and hid them to test the power of Krishna. It is located in the southern bank of Mansi Ganga. Mansi Devi Temple. So these are the presiding deities of Mansi Ganga and one of the four main goddesses of Brajadam. The others are Brinda Devi in Kamyavan, Yogamaya Devi in Vrindavan, Pataleshwar Devi in Mathura. Interesting. Haridev Temple. Oh yeah. So this is near the Mansi Ganga, was established by Krishna's great-grandson 4,800 years ago. Haridev is one of the presiding deities of Vrindavan. The temple is 2-minute walk from the southern bank of the Mansi Ganga. Temple was built by Bhagandas of Jaipur, whose son Rajaman Singh built the Govindji temple in the 16th century. That's interesting. During the reign of Emperor Akbar. The original deity of Haridev was moved to the town of Rajdhani near Kanpur, where Aurangzeb sent his soldiers to destroy the deities and temples of Braj. But this deity is no longer there either, so not sure where it is. One day, Radharani and gopis were waiting for Krishna to come to meet him. As they were waiting, the gopis started to feel intense separation from Krishna, and they began to chant, Haridev, 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 over and over again. and their feelings intensified to the point almost giving up their lives. Suddenly, Krishna appeared in his beautiful deity form of 7-year-old boy holding Govardhan hill in his left hand. This is when Krishna had apparently left for Mathura. So at that time, they were feeling intense separation. So at that time, it was so intense that Krishna actually appeared in the form of the cowherd boy holding up Giri Govardhan. In the ecstasy of Radharani and the gopis knew no bound. No bounds. Since then, Radha and gopis would come here every day and worship Govardhan Nath, Haridev with many offerings. And this is the deity. Mad with ecstatic love, Gauranga came to the village known as Govardhan. It was here that he saw the deity of Haridev and offered his obeisances. Then he began to dance before the deity. Hearing of the Lord's wonderful activities, all people came to see him. This is from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Haridev is the presiding deity of Giriraj Govardhan, and no Govardhan Parikrama is complete without his darshan. And I don't think we've ever had darshan apart from now. Manasi Ganga is traditionally the starting point and ending point of Govardhan Parikrama. After bathing in Manasi Ganga and taking darshan of Haridev. Jai. Haridev ki jai. Then there's a few things here now. We're going to enter the town of Govardhan, and we're going to look at the Dangati Giriraj Mandir. So these are all around here. So we're entering the town, as Madhusudan Babu said. This is the Dangati Mandir. On the banks of the Govind Kund, this Rishi, Baguri, was performing yagya to please the deity, praise the deities. And the cowherd boys and girls brought the offerings for them. When Radharani brought her offerings from the other side of where Barsana is, Krishna became a toll collector and obstructed her path, demanding toll tax to cross from there. So this temple actually commemorates that pastime in Govardhan. And if you see here, there is an incredible structure, diorama. And there it is, such an incredible thing they've made. Krishna's there with his left hand holding up Govardhan.
That was a stick.
And there's somebody helping him with a stick, yeah. Really beautiful. Awesome this is. And just, it's all now built up, but at one point, there was a narrow pass that was used by the gopis, and that's how they would come to the yagya, where that Rishi was doing, and they would take their milk products to the other side. Krishna blocks their way and demands a tax. And this pastime actually takes place very often, and it goes like this. We've done this bit, Govind Kund, Baguri, he was doing the offering. So from the other side, Radhika and Sakhis came with yogurt, milk, etc. Krishna with Subhal and Madhumangal obstructed the path and demanded tax. And the gopis and the Sakhas, they were taunting each other with sarcastic remarks. Krishna would say, "What are you carrying?" And they would reply,
"Milk, yogurt, and butter for the yagya of Baguri Rishi."
And Madhumangal would say, "Okay, quickly pay up and then move on."
Lalita, filled with sarcasm, asked, "What dan? We have never paid any dan before."
"But you can pass here only after paying tax," says Krishna.
"Since when have you become Dani here? Did you inherit this place from your father?"
From Radharani. "Don't be so insolent. I am Vrindavaneshwar, the ruler of Vrindavan."
"How is that?"
"Well, Vidya is my wife, and the property of the wife is also the property of the husband. Vrindavan is the kingdom of Vrindadevi, therefore it's my kingdom as well."
"Acha," Lalita answered haughtily. "We've never heard anything about this. Let us see what Vrindadevi says." So she turns to Vrindadevi and smiling asked, "Vrinde, is this black one your husband?" Vrinda replies, "Never. I've never seen this guy. This is my kingdom and I've handed it to Vrindavaneshwari Srimati Radhika."
All the Sakhis burst out laughing. Krishna is embarrassed. Still, he demands Dan to be paid. So after this love quarrel, the gopis exchange Dan of Prem at Dani Vartan Kund. This is a really phenomenal pastime. Good. Okay.
Riyansh, you have a question?
Yes, Mataji, that why did Krishna lift the Govardhan with his left hand? Why did not he lift with his right hand?
Okay. So usually the left hand is less stronger than the right hand. And also the weakest finger is your little finger on the left hand. So he was just trying to show that, if anyone thinks they're God, then they should try do this, with the weakest point on their body to lift the Govardhan. So that is what he was trying to teach us by doing that.
Good question. Very good question. Let's see that. Is it Mukharvind? Oh, Janaki, what do you mean?
Haribol, sorry, I was just in the kitchen. I just with Mukharvind, you know that at the beginning you said, is it Mukhar? You were asking that first point.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe, but it's a little outside.
Yeah, I think I might, if I'm correct, it's the Mukharvind of Giriraj, which is the lotus mouth.
Right.
And some people start their parikrama there. So you know how we start. You know how we start at Radhakund, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Right.
So I think other sampradayas begin at Mukharvind.
Okay.
Interesting. Very good.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
think
for sharing.
translates as lotus mouth of Giriraj.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Nice one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And anywhere else you want to share, please do so, huh?
Oh yeah, thank you.
Radharani's lotus feet, foot 27 is there. This is regarded to be the Radharani's lotus feet, imprint of. Yeah. 28, Lakshmi Narayan Temple. And this is Lakshmi at the crossing of the Mathura Road is Lakshmi Narayan Temple. This is one of the 108 Divyats, Disam temples mentioned by the Alvars of South India, South Bharat, as being one of the most important temples in Bharat.
Again, we never go there.
No.
We just walk past it.
And many times along the Parikrama path, we will come across these incredible sages who do Dandavat Parikram. Sometimes they just offer obeisances once and then put a rock, and then offer obeisances again, put another rock. That way they keep pace. Sometimes they do 108 times.
108 in one place.
In one place.
Yeah.
Takes them years sometimes. Dhaniraj Temple, ISKCON Temple. So not sure what Dhaniraj Temple is, but ISKCON Temple we know. Very beautiful property. There it is there. So it's a little bit of a walk. So the town, we've left the town, and then round about 1.5 kilometers to 2 kilometers, we come to the ISKCON Temple. Isn't it?
Yeah. And now this area is little less developed as well
Yes.
As we're walking around Govardhan.
It's really beautiful, actually. Really beautiful.
And there's an inner path as well. Sorry, just go back to the map. So you can just see the inner path is just after the temple, which some people take as well, which is more sandy.
Yeah. And it's a little shorter as well. This beautiful property was formerly owned by Maharaj Chatarpur of Madhya Pradesh, who was worshipping a beautiful Govardhan Shila in a small shrine. When devotees moved in, they continued to worship of this deity, which is here. But when they were digging a large hole for underground water tank, the devotees discovered another Govardhan Shila that turned out to be exactly the same size and shape as the existing Krishna Shila, but was white in color. So now they're worshipping it as Balaram. So it's Krishna, Balaram, really extraordinary. From the rooftop of this temple, there's a view of the Dhaniraj temple, which are the Krishna's tax pastimes. This temple has been abandoned because it is in the middle of Govardhan. The priests have moved the worship to a new temple of Dhanigati Gariraj Mandir at the crossing of Mathura Road, which is what we saw. Since devotees from Gaudiya Vaishnav Sampradaya never step on Govardhan Hill, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught, the priests wanted the deities to be visited by more devotees. So this temple is abandoned now because it's on Govardhan, and we don't walk on Govardhan because we're walking on Krishna. Papa Mochan Kund, Dani Vartan Kund, that's 32. Yeah, okay. Oh, lovely. When Radharani and her girlfriends were at Radhakund, one of the Radharani's pet parrots informed her of a great sacrifice being conducted at Govindakund. Taking bath and dressing very nicely, Radharani and all her girlfriends left Govindakund, for Govindakund, carrying golden pots of milk products on their heads. Meanwhile, Krishna's pet parrot told him that Radharani was proceeding towards Govindakund, and along with her girlfriends. When Radharani and gopis arrived, Krishna challenged them to stop and pay the tax. You are regularly using this pathway to sell your milk products, but you never pay the tax. He told Radharani that each of her assistants must pay a handful of diamonds as a tax. And by his clever use of words, the argument turned personal, suggesting that Radharani must pay extra tax for all the beautiful parts of her body. He's so cheeky. Radharani became angry and walked away, but Krishna forcibly stopped her. He told Radharani that she could go, but Lalita must stay as a hostage to make sure they would return to pay the tax. Lalita in fury threatened them by calling Mother Yashoda and Radharani's mother-in-law, Jatila. Finally, Nandi Mukhi, Radharani's close companion, convinced Krishna to release Radharani because her reputation as a chaste lady would be ruined, and assured him that the gopis would return next day to this kund to pay tax in full. However, the gopis were feeling very angry at Krishna for threatening them in this way. Next day, Lalita Vishaka and hundreds of gopis hid themselves around this lake. When Krishna arrived with a few cowherd boys, the gopis pounced on them, beat them, tied them up to the tree, and humiliated them in various ways. Gopi power ki jai. So these pastimes, especially the tax ones, they went on almost daily, because due to the influence of Yoga Maya, Purnamasi, gopis would forget the previous day's episode. And these are, we not made these up, they're in the Dan Kali Chintamani by Raghunath Das Goswami. And Sanatan Goswami has written Dan Kali Kamuti. And there's other scriptures as well, which relay all these wonderful pastimes. And there he is, if you see him, he is standing so authoritatively. You can't go by unless you pay the tax. And there's Srimati Radharani, not scared of him at all, willing to give it back. Chandra Sarovar. Parasauli, 33, 34, 35. Some of these we're not sure what they are. So when we go, we'll check them out. If we get there, of course. A Nior village. This is a beautiful place there. So what was that? 33. 36. See, there you go. 33, 34, 35. They're completely out of the way. So we wouldn't even have thought about going there. So 36 is where we do manage to visit. Okay, so a little bit more of the pastime. Krishna saw that the men were preparing for a sacrifice, and he asked them why, how, for whom. Nand Maharaj answered that due to tradition, we are worshipping Indra as he sends the rains. Eventually, Krishna persuaded the men not to do the sacrifice. As Krishna would argue, this Indra can't be very intelligent. Why does the rain fall on the ocean? Does the ocean need his rain? So he was actually arguing very cleverly. It was almost atheistic arguments that actually don't, this rain will fall anyway. You don't need anybody. It falls on the ocean. Why can't it fall on us? And it's also due to karma, our good luck. Due to karma, we get rains. Instead, he asked them to worship Govardhan Hill and the local Brahmanas, and actually Gomata as well. Maharaj Nand finally relented. They were very resistant, but Krishna is very persuasive. And he was only 7, but he was very, very persuasive. Following Krishna's advice, Brajbasis cooked thousands of wonderful preparations and placed them in Aniyor, in an area between Dhannivartan Kund and Aniyor village. Yeah, there you go. There it is. Dhannivartan Kund is there, 32. Between 32 and 36 is where they placed all the offerings for Govardhan in this area. There were literally thousands of hills made of samosas, kachoris, rice, halwa, puri, sweet bowl, lakes of sabjis, sweet rice, innumerable other preparations for the pleasure of Govardhan Hill. When the puja was to begin, Krishna suddenly expanded himself into gigantic body of Giriraj. He declared that he is Govardhan himself and started to eat all the preparations made by the Brijbasis. He dunked the water from various kunds. I think probably he's drunk, isn't it? And still unsatisfied, started to call, Aniyo, Aniyo, give me more, bring me more. The village near Sankarsan Kund is now called Aniyor. Gigantic Govardhan finished all that was prepared and still unsatisfied, called, Aniyo, Aniyo. Brajbasis became a little worried. We are poor villagers. Whatever we had, we presented before you. Please be satisfied with that. Then somebody suggested that the Supreme Lord will be satisfied with tulsi leaves and water from the Ganga. This is a fantastic picture. Fantastic picture. This is Krishna is expanding himself, and Krishna is there as well, leading the Parikrama as well. They gave him tulsi leaves, and when he drunk Manasi Ganga, Kusum Sarovar, and other kunds, he finally exclaimed, Triptos me, now I am happy, now I am satisfied, and wiped his hands and mouth with his cloth. He told Brijbasis to ask for a boon. They requested for only one. May this Lala of ours always remain happy and live a long life. They don't know that Lala is the one who's doing it all. By Lala, of course, they meant none other than Krishna. So they would pray for him in every situation. How wonderful. So then, when the four-handed form of Giriraj disappeared, Krishna told Brijbasis, did you ever have darshan of Indra? You're worshipping him, but has he ever come and given you darshan? Giriraj is very kind. He came personally to see you. He fulfills everyone's desire. After Govardhan Puja, all the Brijbasis became very satisfied and felt that their lives were successful. Nand Maharaj called the Brahmanas to perform huge yajna sacrifice, and all the demigods attended. Everyone except Indra. Right. So Indra became angry. He called for the Samvartaka clouds. These are the ones that come at the devastation time, and ordered them to destroy Vrindavan by inundating the whole area with extensive floods. He wanted to kill the Brijbasis. That was his instruction. And the cows. Indra thought Krishna is simply a talkative child, unaware of the complete cosmic situation. The clouds began to pour water incessantly with all their strength and power. There was constant lightning and thunder and blowing of severe wind. The rainfall seemed to fall like piercing sharp arrows. By pouring water as thick as pillars without cessation, the clouds filled all the land in Vrindavan with water. The situation was very dangerous. At that time, the inhabitants of Vrindavan began to pray to Krishna. Dear Krishna, you are all powerful. You are very affectionate to your devotees. Now protect us who have been being harassed by angry Indra. Krishna immediately picked up Govardhan Hill with his left hand and gave shelter to all the people, animals, especially cows. So you can see this wonderful, wonderful painting. Krishna held Govardhan Hill up with his little finger, his little left hand. His devotees were very concerned that Krishna would get tired and hungry and tried to assist him. So there you go. You can see they're also helping Krishna lift Govardhan. The inhabitants of Vrindavan and the animals remained there for 1 week without being disturbed by hunger, thirst, or any discomfort. They were simply astounded to see how Krishna was holding up the mountain with his little finger of his little hand. Seeing the extraordinary mystic power of Krishna, Indra, the king of heaven, was thunderstruck and baffled in his determination. He immediately called for the clouds to and asked them to desist. When the sky became completely cleared of all the clouds, there was sunshine again. The strong winds stopped. Indra, the king of heaven, realized his mistake and immediately fell at the lotus feet of Krishna, although his own crown was dazzling with like sunshine. Actually, it's explained that he went to Brihaspati, his guru, and he said to Brihaspati, I've really committed a blunder. I've offended the Supreme Lord, Krishna, without realizing what I've done. And he said, his guru said, well, this is a tough one. You've done something. You've tried to kill the Brijbasis. They're the people of Krishna. Krishna loves them. They love him. You made such a blunder. And I really don't know what you should do. Go and see Lord Brahma. He went to Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma already knew what had happened. And he advised him, okay, take Surabhi with you. And that's the only way you will get any relief from the wrath of Krishna. Because you tried to kill the Brijbasis. How could you even think about it? So that's what he did. He brought Surabhi cow with him. And Surabhi cow first bathed Krishna with her milk, which was, her udders were completely full of milk. And he became so pleased with Surabhi. And he said to Surabhi, what would you like? And she said, forgive Indra. And of course, Krishna never refuses Surabhi. So he forgave Indra. He was, and that's why he's called Govinda. That's right. Surabhi gave him that name, Govinda, your protector of the cows, protector, and you control all the senses. 7 years, 2 months, and 17 days old. So this is where it took place, Aniyor.
Riyansh, you have a question?
No, Mataji, but I want to say that why he had take that Surabhi cow. And Brahma said that if you take Surabhi cow with you, Krishna will be very happy and forgive that you have done. That's why he took
That's right.
and gone with Surabhi cow.
Good boy.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
So Gopal Raj Mandir, Shiv Temple, Balaram Dauji Temple, Sankarshan Kund. And then we're going to come back to 41, but we come to 42 because what happened after Krishna forgave Indra is at this Kund. Airavat, Indra's elephant, performed Abhishek of Krishna with the waters of celestial Ganga he brought in his trunk. Surabhi poured over him her milk and offered to him beautiful prayers. The water from this bathing ceremony created the famous Ganga Kund.
Govind.
Govind Kund, thank you. So that's Govind Kund, very important Kund. Surabhi and Airavrat's and waters from the celestial Ganga. So this is really powerful. Then all the demigods came. Together they performed puja and gave gifts such as golden crowns, jewels. So this is where Krishna received so many gifts. So what happened? Very interesting. After getting all the calves together, Brijbasis returned to Krishna and saw all the golden paraphernalia. So they saw all these gifts that were given to Krishna. And they wondered. Nanda Baba said to Krishna, what's going on, Krishna? I know you like Makhan and you've been stealing Makhan, but have you been stealing all this jewelry as well?
From the temples.
From the temples. But Krishna didn't answer, but Krishna's Brahmin friend, Madhu Mangal, the chubby one who likes laddus, he said, do not worry. When everybody ran, I could not. He was chubby, right? You know, I'm not so quick. I could not run. And I have seen what happened. First, a cow came and started to talk to Krishna. Then an elephant with Ganga water. After a while, a guy with 4 heads came as Brahma and started to worship Krishna with all these golden things. Then one after another, many others came. He was far out. He had eyes all over his body. That's Indra. And then the one with snakes came. That's Shiva. All these far out people came and started to worship Krishna. And after they bathed Krishna, they all left shortly before you came. Krishna's boyfriends didn't know what to think about this funny Brahmin boy, but they stopped worrying, picked up all the chamaras, geese, lamps, conch shells, umbrellas, had Krishna seated on the throne and spontaneously started to worship him. Such an amazing pastime. So then 41, Gopal Pakata Stali, which is here, 41. So we've done 42. This is an actual spot where Madhavendra Puri discovered the Gopal deity known as Srinathi. It's really very important, actually. Deity of Gopal was originally installed by Brajanab. That's him, Brajanab. That's the great grandson of Krishna. And it's very special and beautiful. After Madhavendra Puri left Vrindavan, 2 Brahmins from Bengal served the deity. After time passed, Raghunath Das Goswami saw that there was a need to find a devotee to serve Gopal. He gave Gopal to Vithal, the son of Vallabhacharya. So today, this deity is gloriously worshipped in Natwar by the Rudra Sampradaya in the line of Vallabhacharya. Really glorious worship. And we've been there once, and it's an extraordinary place. Extraordinary. This is the deity. So, so beautiful. So Gopal, this was found by Madhavendra Puri at this place. Very important. Then 43 is Nipakund, Radhakund Temple. 43 is Radha moving Govind on here, Radha Govind Temple. This is the Radha Govindji Temple. It's on the banks of the Govind Kund. Govind Kund is huge. There's loads of things around Govind Kunj. Again, Vajanab installed this 5,000 years ago, 4,800. Just behind Radha Govind Temple, there is a small lake called Nipakund. There used to be many kadamba trees on the banks of this kund. Many of their leaves were in the shape of cups. Krishna and cowherd boys used to take lunch here on the banks of the kund and use the leaves of kadamba trees as cups. Once gopis were passing this way and Krishna blocked their way, demanding tax. Gopis wanted to go on and threatened Krishna to tell King Kams about it. Krishna replied that he was not afraid of Kams and he would kill him and throw his body on Goverdhan hill. Gopis laughed and leaving their pots with milk on the ground, returned home. Krishna then fed the cowboys with butter and yogurt. Okay. Then Madhavendra Puri, same devotee, and this is he had his Bhajan Kutir here, Indra Tila is here as well. That's 44. This is the Bhajan Kutir. It's on the banks of the Govinda Kund, and Indra Tali is a small hill on the side of Govinda Kund, where Lord Indra, Brahma, and other demigods stood during Krishna's Abhishek. The hill is surrounded by many buildings. It is now small. 45, Doka Dauji. We don't know that. There is. Dauji means older brother. Once Balaram, Krishna's elder brother, was so intently looking at Krishna's movement during Ras Leela, because he's even amazed at how Krishna dances. He turned blackish and the deity became known as Doka, staring Dauji. Balaram Mukut Sila. So on the left side, there's an impression of Lord Balaram's crown, Mukut, on the rock known as the Balaram Mukut Sila. So that is 46. Where's 46? 46 is here. And then 47 is Nashinga. So it's quite a long way now. Long walk for the Nashinga Mandir. Near the banks of the Navakund is a temple with the black stone deity of Nrsingadev. Upon request, the Pujari may lift the deity's dress to reveal Hiranyakashipu being ripped. Prahlad Maharaj is sitting nearby here. From the top of Nrsinga Mandir, one can get wonderful views of Apsara Van, which is like the tail of Govardhan. Navakund.
So we're going to turn around now, turn the corner of Govardhan. So we're halfway.
Yeah, halfway there.
Halfway to the Parikrama.
Naval means young or ever youthful. This lake received its name after ever youthful Sri Krishna. Once Radha and Krishna was absorbed in ecstasy of the Ras dance, and then Krishna looked at the beautiful Radha and simply melted into this lake, and into Apsara lake, not this one, Apsara Kund. The waters of these two kunds, so the Navala Kund and Apsara Kund, was simply melted forms of Radha Krishna Prem. This kund is sometimes called Punchari Kund, since it's directly at the tail, Punchari, of Govardhan Hill. Interesting. Apsara Kund, so that is just nearby. When the demigods came to bathe Lord Krishna, 108 kunds were created by the water from his Abhishek. Apsara Kund was created when the 7 main Apsaras, heavenly dancing girls, came to perform their Abhishek of Krishna. How lucky they are. Srimati Radharani is extremely beautiful Apsara, or transcendental damsel, and Apsara Kund received its name after her. Eternally youthful Nanda Nandan is right next to her in the form of Navala Kund. On the banks of Apsara Kund, there is Apsara Bihari temple, Dauji temple, and small Apsara Ishwar, Shiv Ling shrine. It is said that 24 main incarnations of Lord Vishnu eternally perform here, and for the pleasure of his boyfriends. He manifested some of these forms and enjoyed his pastimes. Once he manifested 12-armed Vishnu form in front of the gopis, and Shubal took form of Garud. On another occasion, he became Varaha and started to dig the earth. Then he became Ramachandra, and the cowherd boys became monkeys. You just imagine the fantastic pastimes they would have. And this is why Govardhan is regarded as such an important place of pilgrimage. Then 50 is...
Lota Baba.
Oh, Lota Baba, yeah. 50 is there. So this is Lota Baba. He's an extraordinary personality, one of Krishna's cowherd friends. So he said one day he cooked a nice meal for Krishna and Balaram. Suddenly Krishna passed by on a cruise chariot heading to Mathura. Lota invited Krishna and Balaram for it. Krishna replied, I'm just coming. This is typical Krishna. It's typical, I'm just coming, with the promise that he would return the very next day. Since then, this time Lota Baba is sitting in this very same spot, facing the road, eagerly waiting for Krishna and Balaram to return. He's not eating anything and he is waiting for Krishna to start eating together. The deity looks like Hanuman at first glance, and in fact, Lota Baba is considered non-different from Hanuman. Very interesting. Okay, so 51, Shyam Daka Mani Gandali cave. This is a cave. Now, this is where Raghav Pandit did his bhajan. In this cave, Radha and Krishna used to meet and enjoy their intimate pastimes together. Raghav Pandit, and as intimate associate of Mahaprabhu, used this cave as his bhajan kuti to perform his Nirjan bhajan, secluded bhajan. Raghav Pandit always lived at Govardhan, and Rupa Goswami arranged for Srinivas Acharya and Narottam Das Thakur to go on Vrajamandal Parikrama with Raghav Pandit. Very interesting. Even the Goswamis used to find some exclusive places to go and worship. Even though Vrindavan was not crowded at that time, they would just find somewhere very alone to worship Krishna. So the Nachi temple in Oshoda is Airavat footprint, Indra Puja, 55. 55 is there, yeah. Good. So this is on the Govardhan hill itself. So you can see the hill is just here. You can see the hill. And the footprint is also impressed upon a rock right next to it. Krishna was walking on Govardhan hill, seeing the damage caused to Vrindavan, created by Indra's torrents of rain. So this is where he did it. Very interesting. Indrakund 56, which is quite a way away, maybe about 2-3 kilometers. On seeing Krishna, Indra fell down and offered obeisances at this place. He shed so many tears that they created a lake called Indrakund on the opposite side of the Parikrama path. Surabhi Kund, very interesting, 57. This kund filled with sweet water was created by heavenly Surbhika, brought by Indra from Brahmalok to pacify Krishna after Indra realized his mistake. Surabhi came forward to Krishna with the milk in her udder and requested Krishna to forgive Indra. Only then Krishna was appeased. Later, out of greed to have darshan of Krishna, Surabhi resided at this place for the duration of Krishna's manifest Vrajalila. Similarly, as Indra was forgiven by taking bath and performing Achaman at Surabhi Kund, all one's aparadhs, offenses are forgiven by taking bath here. Good place to bathe. I have once actually, when I went to long time ago. Rudra Kund 58 is here. I haven't been there because it's a little out of the way. Here Mahadev, Shiv, became so absorbed in meditation on Krishna Lila, he began to weep. Rudan means tears, and from this kund is sometimes called as Rudan Kund. He is, since it was created by his tears. There's also a great lake at this place surrounding Rudra Kund named Hariju Kund. So it's the Hariju is bigger and Rudra Kund is within that. It is said that here Radha and Krishna enjoyed bathing together. So they are together there. And if you see 58, there's a kund and then there's a red dot in there. So there's two things there at the same time. Airavat Kund, created by Indra's elephant, who brought water of celestial Ganga in the trunk and stored it here for bathing of Krishna at Govinda Kund. And then there's a whole lot of samadhis. Not sure whose. That's 60, which is there. 61 is Mukharavinda. That's probably the Mukharavinda, which
that we go to usually.
That Janaki was talking about.
Okay. We also go there as well.
Samadhi, do we? Oh, we do, yeah. This is right.
This is where we pour the milk.
This is where you pour. A huge Govardhan there, and there's loads of milk that you can buy and just pour it on Govardhan.
It's very slippery.
And it's very slippery. Yeah. You gotta be, it's a bit like this fellow here. Be very careful where you put your next foot. Mukharavinda. So this is where, this is where some other sampradayas would start their Parikrama. Means the lotus mouth of Govardhan. This particular Mukharavinda is accepted by the Vallabha Sampradaya, who manage the temple of Gopalji. The same Sampradaya is also looking after the original Gopal deity known as Srinathji at Nathwar, which you talked about. 6 Goswamis had a very good relationship with Vithalcharya, son of Vallabhacharya, and they entrusted the responsibility of seva to the sons of Vallabhacharya. So Vithalnath Samadhi is here, and Vallabhacharya's Betakstan is here as well. Very auspicious place. And then 62 is Dandavat Sila. It is said that anyone who circumambulates this Govardhan 7 times and offers full Dandavats will be relieved of all offenses that may have been committed during the Parikrama. Because it's easy, just stepping on a stone, you don't know if that could be Govardhan. It is also said that the priests who serve in the temples on top of the Govardhan hill come here to rid themselves of offenses they may have committed for having climbed on the sacred hill. Since pilgrims will have unintentionally stepped on many stones around Govardhan on their way, they happily circumambulate this sila. That's in the wrong place, isn't it? 62. Okay. Jatipur village. Yeah, that's all together. Gulakla Kund, Gantoli, Vilachu Kund. What is that? 66.
Again, Jatipur is a little village. I mean, the town we walk through.
Yes.
The street.
Where this Vithal, where the Mukhar,
just after the
Mukharvinda is there. Yeah, that's right. So this Kund is a little far away. Never been there. Once Radharani lost her ankle bell here. She was searching for it when Krishna suddenly appeared and asked her jokingly if she was looking for his flute that he had been lost. Radharani asked Krishna not to joke, but to help her find the lost anklets. Krishna persisted in joking and Radharani became angry. In order to pacify her, Krishna started to dig up the earth with his bare hands. To Radha's amazement, he dug up all types of ankle bells, some gold, some silver, besides all kinds of priceless gems. Krishna then smiled and asked Radha which one belonged to her. Feeling great happiness, Radha and Krishna embraced one another. So one of the few occasions where they embrace. The beautiful tamal and kadamba trees, tress on the banks of Vilachu Kund. And it's a little far away from the Parikrama road. Follow the arrow. Sakhi Stali, 67. Again, we've not been there. After going through Goverdhan town for a second time, Mansi Ganga can be seen from this spot, this time from the other side of Parikrama road. On the opposite side of Mansi Ganga is Sakhi Stali, where Chandravali used to live with her 64 Sakhis. Within this village is a lake known as Lilavati Kund, Sakhi Kund, which was dug by girlfriends of Chandravali. There is always transcendental competition going on between Radha and Chandravali to gain Krishna's attention. Out of all the gopis, 8 Astasakhis are prominent. Out of them, 2 are even more prominent, Radha and Chandravali. And out of them, Radharani is the most prominent and dearly beloved by Krishna. Rupa Goswami has explained that Chandravali expands herself to become Rukmini in Dwaka Leela, and gopis headed by Chandravali expand themselves to become queens headed by Rukmini. Very interesting. Of course, ultimately, Radharani is a source of all of the gopis, including Chandravali. To ordinary people, the competition of the gopis is most confusing. One day, a Bijbasi came to Raghunath Das Goswami on the banks of Radhakund and brought him some buttermilk. Raghunath asked him from where he got this pot, this leaf actually, the leaf. And he said, I got it from Sakhi Stali, because the leaf looked really big. And Raghunath Das Goswami was really surprised at the size. Hearing this, Raghunath angrily ordered Bijbasi to leave. And Bijbasi couldn't understand why. Raghunath is an intimate maidservant in Radha's own group. And hearing about the place of Chandravali, because the man said Sakhi Stali, got him angry. And he acted in that way. So loyal to Radharani. Nimagao. Uddhav Kund. Yes, Uddhav Kund is really important. 69. So we are really close.
Really close to Radhakund now.
Yeah, very close. Hope everybody's not tired and hope the feet are okay. I hope everybody's awake. You can't sleep on Govardhan, okay? Uddhav Kund. This Kund is situated exactly west of Kusum Sarovar. And you can see Kusum Sarovar there from here.
The other side.
Yeah. Then you know you're nearly home. Skanda Purana, quoted in Srimad Bhagavatam Mahatmya, gives a very interesting description of this place. Vajnab Maharaj manifested Uddhav Kund under the guidance of Sandilya and other rishis. Uddhav always resides here as grass and shrubs. So it's same place where on the other side is also Uddhav's temple at Kusum Sarovar, if devotees recall, to be sprinkled by the lotus dust of gopis. After the disappearance of Lord Krishna, his queens in Dwaka, they were very, very sorry. So they came here with Vrajabhanaba, and together they performed very loud Sankirtan. And when they did that, in that Maha Sankirtan, all the associates of Krishna started to appear one by one. All of them joined the Kirtan. Arjun also joined, began to dance and play the Madanga. Suddenly the Mahabhagavat Uddhav emerged from the grass, and he also became immersed in dancing. How could Krishna now remain behind when his Maha Sankirtan was taking place? Krishna, along with Radha and other Sakhis, appeared, and after some time again disappeared. Uddhav thus pacified the queens at this place. The deities in the temple of Uddhav Kund are believed to have been installed 5,000 years ago by Vrajanath. He's done a lot of work. On the horizon, we can see the towers of Kusum Sarovar's monuments on the opposite side of Goverdhan Parikrama road, indicating that we are close to the end of our Parikrama. 70, Shiv Karino Sholais. The Radha Kunj Bihari Gaudiya Math, we haven't been there either. Very big temple though. So that's the end. That's the end of the 71, but we want to finish off at Radha Kund because we're really tired, and at Radha Kund we can have a nice snan. And we've done this already. We did this 2 weeks ago.
Radha Kund.
What?
No, the pranams.
No. Okay. So this is Radha Kund here, as devotees will know, and Shyam Kund. And Jayanti is just going to find the mantra before we have a bathe. Here we would pay our obeisances. This is the sort of the middle of both kunds. We go here, pay our obeisances, we sit down, and we meditate on the Parikrama we just completed, almost completed, not quite finished yet. But we would be very thankful to the Lord for his permission to do this. And then we would say the prayer, Om Apavitra, Pavitra Va, Sarva Vasagato Piva, Yasmare Pundarikaksham, Sya Bhyam Bhyantara Suchi, Jal Vishnu, Jal Vishnu, Jal Vishnu. And we would offer the jal back to Radha Kund.
Sorry, before we do that, we actually say this mantra to ask for blessings from Radha Rani and Radha Kund. Yatha Radha Priya Vishnus, Tasyam Kundam Priyam Tataha, Sarva Gopishu Saivika, Vishnu Atyanta Vallabha. So that's asking permission to actually bathe in Radha Kund.
Yeah, so we haven't actually bathed yet.
No. But before we even do taking the water, you do this.
So we'll put this mantra.
Sitting on the steps of Radha Kund.
So we'll put this mantra in this presentation as well, so devotees have it. And then we would take a lota or bottle of water, and dunk ourselves in Radha Kund water. So we can imagine doing that. It's always very, very nice to do that. In fact,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Can you please repeat the mantra again?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yatha Radha Priya Vishnu, Tasyam Kundam Priyam Tataha, Sarva Gopishu Saivika, Vishnu Yatanta Vallabha.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay.
And I mean, some devotees, instead of putting the water on the head, what they do is they dunk a gamcha in the Radha Kund water and put it around them. So, they're sitting in the Radha Kund water. That's another way some people do that as well.
And I just wanted to show devotees, share with devotees. Oops. Jayanti had produced this wonderful replica of Goverdhan. And it said that this replica is non-different from Goverdhan itself. And here we have, yes, there you go. There's Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. And there's Manasi Ganga somewhere as well.
There, on this side.
Where is she? Oh yeah, there you go. So we can actually bathe in Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. So, and just so the devotees who have that version, this is Krishna Balaram. Krishna's a little chilled out. Balaram is looking over him, making sure he doesn't fall asleep.
Why don't you actually walk around as if you've done the parikrama?
Yeah,
with
no
others?
bother. So you're just going to walk around.
Can you show again?
Yeah, we're just showing. So we start.
We're just walking around.
So we're doing the
Govardhan.
parikrama.
Actually, I'll just stop this for a minute and we get just the full picture. Okay. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda Gopinatha, Madana Maha, Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda, Giri Govardhan, Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda, Giri Govardhan, Kalindi Jamuna Jaya, Jaya Mahavan, Kalindi Jamuna Jaya, Jaya Mahavan, Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan ki jai. I like to thank Jayanti actually. I never thank her, but actually she's really shocked me.
That's absolutely beautiful, Jayanti. Beautiful.
I also tried to put some sticks there of devotees holding it. I'm Govardhan.
How long did you take to make all this preparation, Jayanti?
Not that long actually.
No, it was quite a long time. It was good. She's been working hard. Really good.
Yeah.
Really good effort.
No, it's just it's the blessings of Damodar and Giriraj.
Thank you.
Very nice. Congratulations for being able to do all this on your own.
Yeah, really good. I supported actually. I stayed out of the way.
I know you supported through your mind, not.
Yeah. That's right. I kept out of the way, and that was a great help. She said.
But I know Jayanti does not need help. I have known Jayanti for quite long enough.
Yeah.
Does not need help.
Yeah, very capable.
One question here. When we do the parikrama, do we come across Pilipokar?
Yes.
We haven't here, but
yes,
we should. Yeah,
good point.
Yeah, because I was thinking, because I remember Ganga explaining to me where Radharani washed her hand, that's why the water turned.
Actually, Pilipokar is not in this area.
Yeah,
it's not in this area. It's part of the 64 Kosh.
Yes, you're right.
Oh, okay. Because I remember when we were.
Either Varsana or
it is on the way.
I think it's around Varsana. Yeah, I think it's around Varsana.
Well done.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused. I'm just asking, is it around?
No, that's right. Pilipokar is not here.
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah.
So we can bathe.
Madhusudan Prabhu, you had something to share?
Oh, okay.
No, I was just going to say that I could hear Krishna saying, Anyor, Anyor.
I want more.
I know.
Want more.
Yeah, it's not enough. I agree with you.
Yeah. But Jayanti is very clever, you know. She already put tulsi leaf in each of the offering.
True, true. So
tulsi and the water, that did it. Yes.
That's it. Nice one.
Thank you.
Nice. Wonderful. Thank you very much for this nice parikrama, all the way around Goverdhan,
Yet. Nearly there.
Yeah.
So actually,
Radha Kund.
Yeah. So Radha Kund, yes. So we can
Kund.
bathe now in Radha Kund, and we can say Radha Kund ki jai, Radha Kund ki jai, Radha Kund ki jai, and just as much water as you like, you can just dunk yourself in it, and then we cross over on the other side.
And then you pay obeisances to Shyamakund before on the steps again.
Go.
And then you say the mantra. Om Pavitra
Om Pavitra
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 Sarvavasta
Gato
Gatopiva
Yasmare
Pundarikaksham
Sabhyam Suchi.
Jal Vishnu, Jal Vishnu, Jal Vishnu.
And then again, we would offer the water to Shyam. And then, do we say that mantra again? No. Then we can bathe. Then we can bathe. Again, we bathe. Shyama Kunda ki jai, Shyama Kunda ki jai, Shyama Kunda ki jai. And then we always do this, not quite sure why, but we go back to Radha Kund and we do the same thing again.
Because we want her blessings more.
Want her blessings.
That's why we do
I'm
that.
not sure when we would come back again, so we just want to have another dip in Radha Kund again. Radha Kund ki jai, Radha Kund ki jai, Radha Kund ki jai.
And then you feel after having walked, you're so tired, you just managed to walk up, down the steps to Radha Kund. And having had that snan in Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, you are so refreshed. You feel as if you could walk again around Goverdhan.
Yeah, nice point. And here there will be some pandas who look after Radha Kund. So we can give some dakshina to them. So you can just do that in your mind. Just offer them some dakshina.
And actually, it's also said that you can offer a little ghee lamp and some flowers as well.
Good thinking.
At Radha Kund as well.
So we can do that and offer a ghee lamp to Radharani, Radha Kund, offer a flower. And pray for your loved ones. When we take a shower, we do it many times. We pour the water from the lota and
take names of
everybody who we want to be here with us, actually.
To have the same blessings from that Rani.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've just got just a kilometer to walk back to finish off the Parikrama back to where we started.
Yes. There's one more, isn't there? There's Lalita Kund. Sorry. I should have shown this picture. This is very close. So this is, we were sitting on these steps here, and then we're sitting on these steps here and taking our showers.
And it's quite slippery. So if devotees who do go in, there's railings to hold on.
Yeah, that's right.
On both sides.
And we did the Parikrama of Radha Kund maybe 2 weeks ago, I think. And the temples of Raghunath Das Goswami, they're just here, where there's 24-hour kirtan, Janava Mata, sitting places around here.
Chaitanyas.
Yeah. So many. And I'll put, in this presentation, Minashe, I'll put Radha Kund's Parikram in as well, so that we can do the Parikrama of both Govardhan and Radha Kund. And then finally, there's Lalita Kund. So 70 is there, 71, just a little further, is Lalita Kund. Surrounding Radha Kund and Shyam Kund, there are kunds of 8 main gopi assistants of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. Lalita Kund is the only one manifested today. And, that's it. Govardhan Parikram ki jai. Hang on, let's just go back.
Okay.
1 second, let's just go back.
So what we do now, again, we pay our obeisances to Govardhan for having allowed us to do the Parikram.
So make sure we walk up to here. This is where we started. And wherever we started and paid our obeisances, we pay our obeisances there again. So we pay our full dandavats, thanking the Lord, thanking Giriraj. And at this time, we should also do some Go Seva. We can try to do Go Seva all around. I remember one year we went around with a
cart full of carrots.
And one year we went around with a cart full of Bhagavad Gitas.
Yeah, that was in Gita Jayanti.
Gita Jayanti
Day, yeah.
So you can do really crazy things. I mean, not crazy, they're wonderful things. But it's good in the mind to feed Gomata because Gomata is so dear to Krishna. So we can feed Gomata now some really nice, fresh grass.
And some gur. They love gur.
Yeah.
And we were lucky this morning to do some Go Puja in Mayapur.
Yeah. And that's it. Govardhan Parikram ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you very much, dear devotees. It's taken a little while. I hope you didn't mind, but at least we completed. Anything devotees like to share? Any comments? Any questions?
Really enjoyed my
The
journey.
deities are very good.
Thank you.
You're right. Yeah, they're amazing. They're amazing.
Aruna, sorry, you were saying.
I think you've done a splendid, beautiful Govardhan. It's amazing. I really enjoyed it. I don't know when I'll be able to go.
So you're inspired to go now.
Yeah, I am. So when you're going next, I'll be coming. Yes.
I'm glad.
We should not ask them where are they going. We should ask COVID. When COVID is going, then we can go.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. Thank you.
I know. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, now it'd be nice to go together as a
yes. Yes, I would love to. Don't forget me if you go.
Yes, definitely.
We'll track Kanjan and Mon as well.
Yes, for sure.
I'm always ready.
Oh, good.
And there's some other beautiful places, you know, there's Nanga, Barsana, and all these other places as well.
And I think it makes a difference if you go with somebody who has already been there to show you place and recommend.
Yes.
Yeah, rather than going on your own. Yeah,
Correct.
I've been to Haridwar, but it was different. I would like to go somewhere.
And if you go and somehow we can't be together, take this presentation with you. And you
Exactly.
Hey, where is this place?
Yes. Good idea. No, I'd rather go together.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I would as well.
Yeah, you always go with some devotees who know.
It's work and it's you learn a lot together. Yeah.
In fact, just being on this journey with the devotees who's been with us today is just amazing on its own.
Yeah.
And I feel I've actually been in Vrindavan.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that I was there too right now. It was just like
good.
It was, lovely. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Any questions? Anything that we missed out, maybe? Anything, Pavan?
No, I think that you should, after this lockdown, you should arrange for a real trip and then being with devotees like-minded. So there is no like non-devotees. Sometimes we don't have the option. We have to go with non-devotees. With even guides, they are not devotees. They might be guides, yes. But if we go like-minded people, and it will be more beneficial for everyone. That would be very nice if we can just arrange a trip and
I
let me
second
know.
that, Mataji, second that.
Yes, just you let me know in advance so that I can fly to UK from Canada, because from Canada I will take 2 days to reach to India. So
wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. It does take 2 days.
Wow.
Very good. So this COVID is going to go when enough devotees develop enough desire.
Yes, you're right.
To go to Vrindavan, and then that's why we have to pray very strongly with our heart to Krishna. Just like, you know, this is what it is like in the material world when all the Brajbasis are all there, and suddenly they'll say, "Oh, Krishna, look, there's a demon. You know, this demon is making our life difficult. This Kalya has polluted the whole Yamuna river, you know, and look at all this water is poisonous, and the plants are dying, and then Krishna has to deal with it, you know." So like that now, as Brajvasi, like we pray, you know, look, Krishna, this Karuna, this virus, we can't even see it. You know, this demon has appeared from nowhere, and please help us, you know, to destroy this demon. And Krishna will fulfill our desires when we develop enough strong desire to develop our love for Braj Dham. Then you know, we will definitely. Krishna will deal with this virus somehow or the other, and then our desires will be fulfilled. We'll be able to go to this Braj Dham, you know, as we say. And it's amazing when you go there in Vrindavan. It's non-different actually from it's not non-different from actually we can't really appreciate, because there is one pastime I can remember. There's in the Goverdhan, where you in the Parikrama you mentioned the Srinathji temple. And where there's Srinathji temple is the Govardhan, that temple is amazing because it was Vallabhacharya and other great personality like Surdas and the Goswamis. They would be worshipping and they would be writing their doas. Surdas wrote so many of his, are they call it dohas or something,
Yes, dohas, yeah.
Glorification of Krishna. And he wrote all those there. He was blind. Surdas was blind. And I watched a video. Somebody, did a video on Vrindavan. And that particular temple, when you went there to the step, there's something written in Urdu there on the step. And he said, what's this in Urdu here? It's why is it written here? And what does it say? And he actually says that that particular temple was built within underground. There are so many rooms. Devotees will stay there and Srinathji's deities is there. And on the steps, it says that when, what's his name, Aurangzeb came to destroy temples, his army, half of them actually left because they had visions of lions and all sorts of things. Because it's actually, this pastime is, this Vrajtam is unique because demoniac mentalities are destroyed. When Aurangzeb went there and he had the vision, he was told to clean the steps of that particular temple with his beard. And that's what is written in Urdu on that first step, that this is where Aurangzeb was told not to destroy any more temples or Hindu temples, and that he should clean the steps of this temple with his beard. And then there's a narration by the Pujari there giving the same story of so many different pastimes that happen around that temple of Srinathji. So it's wonderful, amazing things in Vrindavan.
No, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. I wanted to ask Deepika.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Deepika. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
You've also done the Parikrama, right?
Yes, Prabhu. I think I'm still there only. I don't think I'm just getting out of Parikrama. I really wanted to ask you that can we have just this link of this Vrindavan Dham, if you could share the recording?
We will definitely share it.
So it will be very useful for us. We don't know whether we'll go or not. I feel if I can see that every day, at least I feel that I'm doing the Parikrama every day.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. What I'll do is I'll also share the PowerPoint presentation.
Yes,
and we'll try to do it in a rolling. So every 5 seconds,
yeah,
the picture
automatically changes to the next slide.
So you can just put it on auto and chant your rounds, and you will be
doing
able
the
to. And I would say chant extra, not your normal rounds. It shouldn't be part of your normal rounds, but extra round.
Yes.
I think 3 rounds, about 20 minutes it'll take. It's about 180, maybe 200 slides.
200 slides.
It'll take about 20, 30 minutes. And every day we can do Parikram. That would be...
Yes, Prabhu, because this is really nicely, I don't know, I think I'm just over there only. I'm not able to come out of that thing you have showed the PowerPoints today. I was just wondering, oh my God, so many others, so many kunds and so many things.
Yes.
Me too. Oh.
Yeah, we were shocked. I was shocked. Yeah.
We realized there are so many places, but I didn't really.
Yes, Mataji, really. It's truly, it's blissful, when you see all that. So many pastimes. We know the pastimes, but the depth inside it, it's very rarely. But I think there's still some more to dig out. But I don't know. I feel I'm really blessed to see today this Parikrama. I never even imagined that it would be like this. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Really wonderful.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I was going to ask you, would you mind if we did the Nashinga Kavach first and then Nashinga prayers, and then we do the Damodar Aarti? Is that okay?
No problem, Prabhu. But I don't think so. I just know
No,
only very
the
few
single
of.
Kavach is going to be sung by
Okay.
Karuna Banda.
Banda.
Now, you are a really good singer, and
Thank you.
you should hear Karuna. She's amazing. Karuna, are you there?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Have you
Hare
returned
Krishna,
from
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Nabi Babu.
Hare Krishna.
So we should pray for
Oh, yes.
Madhurya Govinda Goswami today because he left his body yesterday.
Yes.
So
That's
we should pray for him also today.
That's right.
Okay.
Just say the name again.
Bhakti Madhurya Govinda Goswami.
Yeah, I heard about that.
In
Delhi.
In Punjab. In Punjab.
Yeah. But he passed away in Delhi. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. He was in Punjab Marg Temple in Delhi. That's where he served for like 20 Punjabi Bagh, yeah. 20 years, I think he served there. And also we want to pray for Shivram Swami Maharaj. And in fact, this whole thing, we are dedicating it to Shivram Maharaj. All his health getting good again. He's struggling a little bit with the COVID, but he's got so much to share and so much shelter to give yet to others. So we want to dedicate this. This whole Damodar's month is his, actually. So I also wanted to pray for Ketan to make sure that he recovers very quickly as well. And if there's anybody else, any devotees like to mention, Krishna Nandini, of course, you can mention as well. So
yes, also I have a little devotee by the name Sayan. He is 16 years old. So he has got this problem also. So I will pray for him also. He is in UK.
He's here, is he?
Yes, he's there.
Oh, okay. Now, Karuna, are you there?
Yes, Prabhu.
Or are you on the Goverdhan Parikrama?
I'm trying to come back.
Okay. No, thank you so much. Now,
Thank
I
you.
wanted to introduce you to Deepika.